Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Desperation Road, a movie starring Mel Gibson about very desperate characters. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 12, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, the first thing before I analyze this trailer, like, why is everybody in the South, like, down in the dumps, have no money? Like, every movie, it's like, it's always in the South. Anyhow, the premise is a guy gets out of prison. They beat him up on the way out. Goes back to his dad's place. He's an ex-con on hard times. I think he may have been a cop. I'm not sure. His friend's a local cop. And he runs into a girl who a cop tried to attack her, assault her. She ended up getting a gun from him and killing him. Now she's on the run with her kid, and they're all trying to kill her. He helps her, and then everybody comes after him and Mel Gibson at the farm where they hole up. And then there's some gangsters involved too that he made enemies of in prison, I think. And everybody's in a very desperate state of affairs. Directed by, what is that? Nadine Crocker. In October 6th, on demand. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's called Desperation Road. Everybody in this movie looks extremely desperate, except maybe the cops. It just looks very, very kind of grim. And you could see the washed out colors in the cinematography. I think that's on purpose. That Mel's in it, I would give it a chance. Yeah, I mean, he usually doesn't pick bad movies even just to be in. It's about loyalty. This is his friend. And the road to redemption is twisted. So he's trying to redeem himself. I guess it's a story of redemption. They don't really make it clear what he was in prison for. But he's going to help the girl and in some ways redeem himself. I think maybe there's a love interest there. I'm not sure. See, first she kidnaps him. So the first act is he gets out of prison. He's having a rough life. Maybe he's going to put his life back together. Meets his friend. And then runs into the woman and her kid. She takes him hostage. He's forced to help her. And eventually he gets the gun away from her and takes her to the farm where he hides her. Next, he has to deal with Mel Gibson finding out his dad. And the cops come looking for her. Who do you trust, kind of thing. And so he doesn't tell his dad. He doesn't tell anybody. And then some other criminal out to get either him or the girl. I'm not sure who. But they both sort of end up on the run. And I'm not sure what the ending of this is. I think the second act is mostly going to be them hiding from the cops. There's a scene where she gets injured and he has to take her to the hospital. And then maybe he confronts the gangster. And then I'm going to guess that it's called Desperation Road. But I'm going to guess the happy ending is the gangster confronts him. And he ends up planting the gun on the gangster. He ends up fighting him and killing him. And then planting the gun that killed the cop on the gangster. So he's blamed for the murder and she gets away scot-free. And they both get away scot-free. That would be the happiest ending. I'd like to see something like that. I wouldn't want to see a downer of an ending where she goes into the hospital but he goes back to prison for life because he takes the fall for the cop killing or something. That would be awful. Or that they both go to prison. That would be really awful. Or they die. I mean, I don't think it'll be that dark, but I'm a little worried because it is called Desperation Road. Let's see. No real data on it. It looks good, if a little dreary. I mean, again, I'd give it a chance because Mel Gibson's in it. And he usually picks pretty good projects these days. I mean, he picked a few bad ones at the height of his career. But I think that was more about him trying to save his A-list status. So he he did some studio movies that maybe he wishes he didn't, because he was sort of going out anyway. But yeah, this, I mean, it looks like it's going to be pretty watchable. I don't want it to be too grim, though. I don't like movies that are too grim. I think it's a bad time to be making grim movies. I think you should be making uplifting movies, but maybe it's uplifting. Maybe in the end it all works out. Yeah, this is the criminal guy. Not sure if he's related. There's a scene where he gets mad and says something about he's the worst brother or whatever. Perhaps the guy, the protagonist, killed his brother and that's why he was in prison, but he got out. I don't know. But yeah, I would give it a chance. I would watch this movie. So look for it October 6th. It's called Desperation Road. Looks pretty desperate. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. If you can find a more bass take, I say take it. I'll be at the Cherry Street Pier in Philadelphia from 4 to 9 on Friday, and then at the Vintage Flea Market in Berwyn, PA on Saturday. Hope to see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.